Hi guys, welcome to Duolingo Preparation Made Easy. Week 2, Day 2, and the trainer is Ms. Shruti. Now these are some of the basic instruction for the participant. Make sure you have a stable internet connection and a noise-free environment. We recommend you to use your earphone for the best experience. Your microphones and cameras are turned off. So in case you have any query, drop it in the chat box and we will be answering them. Participate actively and stay on topic. Respect your instructor, your classmate, and yourself. Be respectful and professional. Now, these are some of the membership offer. As you register yourself, you are upgraded to bronze member for free. If you wish to go for silver, you will get 2 week Duolingo classes, comprehensive IELTS GRA, USure Pro University recommendation, and a free 100-hour GRA courses. If you wish to go for gold, you will get 2 week Duolingo classes, one-on-one Duolingo IELTS, comprehensive IELTS GRA, expert university recommendation, dedicated counselor for entire application process, statement of purpose, letter of recommendation, and visa. We also have free profile assessment with our expert, which include comprehensive evaluation, university shortlisting, course recommendation, country recommendation, and for you will get recommendation report and a doubt clearance. You will get a detailed report with suitable recommendation customized for your profile and requirement. And for doubt clearance, will clarify your doubt regarding the study abroad process. We also provide free GRE live classes Monday to Friday, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And it's a 2-month course, so please guys enroll yourself. We also have handouts available and a previous day recording in case you miss your classes. So let me show you how you can access them. Okay. So this is our site, ubergrade.com. Okay. Here you go to your name and then my test preparation. You will land on this page. You go to Duolingo English Comprehensive Live Class Courses and View Courses. Right? So here you go to Reading and Speaking Week 2, Day 2. And these are the handouts for today's lecture. See, these are the handouts. Okay. And for recording, you go to Day 1, scroll down a little, Reading Day 1 recording, 11th of September 2023. So you can get it from there. One more thing, guys. We also
Am I visible to you guys? Give me a quick thumbs up if you can. Yes. Cool. Guys, any doubts, you need to post it in the chat box and I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. So you guys can see the screen now, right? Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. And this is a second session for this week in reading and speaking. Okay. So yesterday, if you remember, we have complete the sentences, complete the passage, and highlight the answer from the interactive reading question types, right? We were left with 2 other question types on the interactive reading, which is identify the idea, and the other one is title the passage. Cool. Apart from this both, we are also going to focus on a different question type, which is called read aloud. Okay. So yes, now let's start going ahead. Okay. Yeah. So the first question, as I told you, we will be getting this interactive reading questions. Okay, the passage is called interactive reading, and this interactive reading, you'll have 6 questions in each passage. Okay, and the passage can be either narrative or expository. The whole passage, you will be getting 7 to 8 minutes to solve it, and you will be evaluated on your literacy and comprehension skills. Okay, so these are all the 5 question types that you will be getting in your passage. One is complete the sentences, complete the passage, highlight the answer, identify the idea, and title the passage. We completed the first 3 yesterday and we'll be doing the last 2 today. Cool. Yeah. First, this is called as identify the idea. Okay, what does identify the idea mean? You will be asked to select the idea that is expressed in the passage. So in this question, what is going to happen? You will be given the same passage which was given to you in all the three questions, and you will be reading the passage. There will be 4 to 5 options given to you. What could be the idea of the passage? And based on those options, you will select what the idea of the passage is but after reading the passage. That's all. It's very simple. Okay. Now, some tips that you should know are: always read and consider all of the options carefully. Some of the options may be somewhat relevant, but make sure to choose the one that best describes the text. Okay, so here, as I told you, there are going to be some distractions in the options. The best way of solving or finding the right answer when confused is by evaluating the distractions. Okay, evaluating and eliminating the distractions. So what are distractions? It might be similar to the topic, but it doesn't fit exactly to the topic, right? Now, second one, once you select your response, the box around it is and the circle next to it will turn orange. Cool, let's look at this. So here you'll be given the passage like this, right? And the idea, you are supposed to select it from these 4 options right here. See, look how it is given. Select the idea that is expressed in the passage, and these are the 4 options. So after reading this, you will be selecting an option, what idea it is expressing, and then you click next. Okay, so yeah, let's try solving the first passage for today. Let me read the passage and the options, and then we'll try to answer it all together. Okay, so first, there have been a lot of scientific studies into what makes a friendship. It seems today that ideas of what friendship is are also changing. A study in 1993 at the University of Oxford showed that people could only maintain 150 relationships. However, with the explosion of social media since then, many people now have over 300 people who they think of as friends. Some people think that these friends are not real friends, but others believe that social media has helped us to expand and keep our friendships because we have more time and opportunities. Another change from the past is that people don't stay in the place where they were born. They go to different cities and countries for education and jobs. People are in general more geographically mobile nowadays. Okay, this is the passage, guys. Let me read the options for you. The first option says people cannot maintain many relationships because they don't have time. Option 2, friends we meet on social media are fake. Option 3, social media changed the way we make friends and connect with people. Option 4, people don't like to live in their hometown. So, what is the idea that is expressed in the passage? Try understanding, guys. Read each option and see what is the idea that is expressed in the passage. I see some answers coming up. I see a lot of people answering option 3 as the right answer. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at the right answer, guys. Yes. Option 3 is the right answer. That social media changed the way we make friends and connect with people. Now let's also understand why the other options are not the right answers. Okay. So the first option says people cannot maintain many relationships because they don't have time. Is this the right answer? No, right? Because people are moving to different places, so it is tough to have friendship. That could be answer, but this is wrong, right? Not because we don't have time. In social media, we're maintaining 300 friends because we have more time for that, right? Now, option 2 says friends we meet on social media are fake. This was not even discussed, right? Here we are telling few people think that these friends are not real friends. Some people believe, some people don't believe. So here this is an option we were talking, but we didn't talk about anything called as fake, right? Now, option 4 says people don't like to live in their hometown. Here we've just told that people are not living in the place where they were born, but they are moving to different places for education and job. We have not mentioned that we don't like living where we are born. We just are going because we want to study more or to get a better job, right? Cool. Now you understood. Now let's go for the second question. Let me read the passage again for you. We arrived in Germany late at night after a long journey by coach and boat. I was tired and hungry. We went into the school hall where the host families were waiting to meet us. I wondered which one would be mine. Would they give me dinner at this time, and would I be able to eat the unfamiliar food? Suddenly, I heard my name called and the name of my exchange partner, Bridget Smith. A pretty blonde girl stepped forward, smiling wildly. Behind her stood her parents, a pleasant looking couple who was also smiling. They held out their hands and said, "Willkommen in Deutschland. Welcome to Germany." Okay, this is a passage. Now let's choose from the options. Okay, first option says Germany is a country that accepts exchange students. Option 2, the story of a student that decided to go to Germany on an exchange program. Option 3, German food is strange and foreigners might not like it. Option 4, the story of Bridget Smith and her family. Come on, guys. Here the answer is very evident, right? What could it be? I see few people coming up with few options, but look at it. And also, before answering, just look at the other options and find a reason why that could not be the answer. Okay. So here I got two answers for this particular question. Okay. Few students are telling that 2 is the right answer, and the other students are telling option 4 is the right answer. Okay. So guys, let's first understand why it, you know it is 2 is the right answer. Okay, here if you read the sentences of this passage, it is about a person, a student writing about themselves, right? Okay, he's telling that he has arrived to Germany at the late night with his coach and board, and he's tired and hungry. He's telling his story that he reached Germany and he was waiting for his host family, and he was thinking, would he get food at his unfamiliar time? So he's telling his story, right? So first thing, this is a story, and here he's describing about the his fellow student Bridget's family, like how they were behaving, like how they were just smiling and standing politely, and they how they have extended their hand, right? Here this is not about the Bridget and her family. This is not the story, because we are not telling any story about them in the passage. Don't get distracted or confused from the options. That is the distraction here. Okay, fine. Two options being similar, try finding the right one by understanding what is it happening here. Okay, see the story of a student that decided to go to Germany on an exchange program. The exchange program might not be mentioned to us here in the passage directly, but if you can see, they try to mention it here in this way. Okay, that suddenly I heard my name called and the name of my exchange partner. So there's an exchange partner. It's an exchange program, right? So try to get the clues. Now let's try with a different question. Okay, this is a passage that we did not discuss yesterday, and this should give a clear examination experience. Let's try solving this, guys. Okay, give your complete attention to the passage because I'll be reading it only once. Come on. Globalization has affected most aspects of our lives. One area which has changed is education. More and more people move to different countries for their studies. At the same time, more people stay at home and study by distance learning. It is now easy to learn without attending a college or university or attending less often. Blended learning means studying partly in a traditional way in the classroom and partly online or via email. These changes also mean that there is now more interest in lifelong learning, the idea that we go on learning throughout our working lives and even into retirement. It is easy to attend webinars or online seminars without being away from our offices. Many adults go back to college later in life because it is so easy to get a qualification without giving up work or disrupting family life. Okay, let's look at the options, guys. Option first says Globalization affects our life in many different ways, so our lives need to adapt to a new way of living. Okay. Option 2 talks about the different types of learning that are related to a new globalized world. Option 3, it is easier to study in college because we can do it from home and on our own time. Option 4, there are new ways of learning that are beneficial for many adults that cannot go to college or universities. Come on, guys. Let's look at it. Try here. There are a lot of options which might look like they are the right answer. Okay. To see what is the emphasis of the passage is on. Okay. Look at the emphasis. What is the passage especially focusing on? Is it just focusing on the aspects that changed our life, or it is focusing on how education has changed in the globalization? How globalization has affected education is what it is emphasizing on, right? Okay. Guys, don't get confused or don't look into it. Try choosing a point. Okay. Sometimes you might also feel that all the four are wrong, but there could be one right answer. Okay. So let's look at the right answer. Yes. So the correct answer is the different types of learning that are related to a new globalized world. Okay. So here, as I got few answers which are telling that 1 and 4 are the right answers, I want to clearly explain why they are not. Okay. What is the mistake that you're doing when you're thinking the correct answer is 1 or 4? Let's look at the passage once again. The first line of the passage says, globalization has affected most aspects of our lives. One area which has changed is education, and the rest of the passage is completely talking about education, right? So, how it is, people are moving to different countries to study, and you can study from anywhere. Nowadays, it is easy to study without attending a college or classroom. The whole passage is about education, isn't it? Only the first line is about globalization. So it is also talking that how the education has changed, right, because of globalization. What are the effects of globalization on the education? Now let's look at the options. The first one says globalization affects our lives in many different ways, so our lives need to adopt to a new way of living. Here we are talking about many aspects, and we are not talking anything about education, right? The whole idea of the passage is about education, and nothing about it is mentioned in option 1. Yes, we are dealing about globalization in this passage and how it has affected, but we are especially dealing about how globalization has affected education, right? So that's why option 1 is wrong. And option 3 says it is easier to study in college because we can do it from home and on our own time. This is not so. Yeah, it is easier, but that is not the idea of it, right? There's still people studying from anywhere. Some people are doing it from home, from not, but there are some better options which are according to the passage. Now let's look at the fourth option. Okay, says there are new ways of learning that are beneficial for many adults that cannot go to college or university. This is also right. Okay, the sentence is right. Okay, option 3 is also right. But is it the complete idea of the passage? Like, if you have to tell, look at this answer in this way, guys. When I ask you to tell me about the idea of the passage, all you have to think is, can I tell about this passage in a single sentence? Okay. So if I have to tell you about this passage, I would say yes, that uh, the education, there are different types of learning right now because of the new globalized world. Okay, because of the globalization, education has evolved into different education can now has become, the learning has evolved into different types now, right? So this is a single way of telling, whereas the fourth one is also telling a point that is mentioned in the passage. Third one is also telling about a point. It is not telling completely about the passage, right? Option 3 is telling it's easier. It is not telling how it has become easier, or like why everything. Option 4 is also telling that now many people can study. Why? Globalization is not mentioned. Got it? It's an idea. Try understanding the question. Now let's move on to the next type of question, that is title the passage. Guys, understand the difference between title and idea. Idea is it can be a long sentence. Okay, here you're trying to explain what is happening in the passage, right? So my title of the passage could be, if I'm talking about Virat Kohli and all of his achievements, okay, in a passage, then the name of the passage could be uh, Indian cricket captain. That could be the title of the passage. But the idea of the passage is why Virat Kohli is the best captain in India, or Virat Kohli is the best captain in India. See, the idea has the complete explanation of the passage. It's like you're putting everything in a single sentence. Title doesn't have to be. Title is just an overview, but it's the name. It is like, it is defining the passage. Got the difference, guys? Now let's try get getting more into it. Okay, so here you are asked to select the best title of the passage from the given options. Okay, here also try reading all the options given to you and only select the option that you think are relevant. Now, so this is how the passage is going to look. The passage is shown on the left side and you are asked to select the title from the given options here. Okay, now let me read the passage and let's try choosing from the options below. Simple, quickly let's do it. Okay, think completely what could be the right heading if you are trying to title it. Now let's start. There have been a lot of scientific studies into what makes a friendship. It seems today that ideas of what friendship is are also changing. A study in 1993 at the University of Oxford showed that people could only maintain 150 relationships. However, with the explosion of social media since then, many people now have over 300 people who they think of as friends. Some people think that these friends are not real friends, but others believe that social media has helped us to expand and keep our friendships because we have more time and opportunities. Another change from the past is that people don't stay in the place where they were born, they go to different cities and countries for education and jobs. People are in general more geographically mobile nowadays. Okay, now let's look at the options once again. The importance of friendship, or second option, social media and the meaning of friendship. Option 3, how to make friends with someone. Option 4, the history of relationships. What could be the right title here? Come on, it's very evident. If you are confused between multiple options, try doing this. Try removing the options that are not relevant to the passage. Okay, come on, good. I see some answers coming and they're very relevant to the topic. Very good, guys. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's look at the answer. I see everybody telling option 2 is the right answer. We'll also discuss why others are not. Cool. Yes, social media and the meaning of friendship is the right answer. Okay, so why social media and the meaning of friendship is the right answer? If you see here, we are not just talking about the meaning of friendship. Here we are telling the idea of friendship has changed, the meaning of friendship is also changing, right? And we are also talking about how social media has explosion has happened and how friendships have changed, how many number of friends we are having has changed, right? It is also changing everything. So we are talking about social media and the meaning of friendship here. Okay, now look at the other three options. The first one says the importance of friendship. Is there any term that anywhere close to what importance is here? No, right? Here we are not talking about how friendship is important, how much friendship is important, right? No. Option 3 talks about how to make friends with someone. No, we are not talking about how to make friends with someone. It's very simple. You have to be nice to other people, but we have not discussed anything about that in the passage, right? Option 4, the history of relationships. Here we talk about how friendship was before a little, but nothing about history of relationships, right? Yes. Now let's go and try solving a second passage. Let me read the passage for you. We arrived in Germany late at night after a long journey by coach and boat. I was tired and hungry. We went into the school hall where the host families were waiting to meet us. I wondered which one would be mine. Would they give me dinner at this time and would I be able to eat the unfamiliar food? Suddenly, I heard my name called and the name of my exchange partner, Bridget Smith. A pretty blonde girl stepped forward, smiling widely. Behind her stood her parents, a pleasant looking couple who were also smiling. They held out their hands and said, "Welcome in Deutschland. Welcome to Germany." Okay, now let's look at the options. First one, home away from home. Option 2, life as an exchange student. Option 3, beautiful Germany. Option 4, welcome to Germany. Okay, some interesting answers. I really like the answers that are coming. Okay, I'll give you 20 more seconds. Guys, here you're talking about title of the passage. Okay, uh, yeah, come on. Okay, let's look at the answer. Yes. Okay, life as an exchange student. To all the students who have answered welcome to Germany as right answer, guys, this is not a Bollywood movie that in the end you will display the title of the movie, right? Look at the passage and try understanding the idea of the passage. See, guys, once you have tried finding the idea of the passage, the title of the passage is gonna be similar. It is gonna be about the same topic, right? Did you remember what the idea of the passage was for this passage? It was about the story of an exchange student, right? The title will also be something close to that. It cannot be Welcome to Germany. Got my point? Always, when you are trying to solve, try finding a similarity between the idea and title of the passage because they both are going to be almost same. Title could be a little shorter. That's all. Okay. Now let's try solving the third one. And here try using this hint of how to use your idea of the passage and to find the right answer for your title of the passage. Okay. Last one. Come on. Let me read the passage for you. Globalization has affected most aspects of our lives. One area which has changed is education. More and more people move to different countries for their studies. At the same time, more people stay at home and study by distance learning. It is now easy to learn without attending a college or university or attending less often. Blended learning means studying partly in a traditional way in the classroom and partly online or via email. These changes also mean that there is now more interest in a lifelong learning. The idea that we go on learning throughout our working lives and even into retirement. It is easy to attend webinars or online seminars without being away from our offices. Many adults go back to college later in life because it is so easy to get a qualification without giving up work or disrupting family life. So now let's look at the options, guys. Option 1 says the globalization of education. Option 2, learning online versus offline. Option 3, the new education. Option 4, learning and working. Come on, guys. This is very easy as long as you are trying to find the right idea and the right title. Come on. Okay. Last few seconds. Good. Now let's look at the answer. Yes, the globalization of education. So now you remember the idea of this passage, guys. It was about how there are different kinds of learning lately due to globalization, right? So obviously the title is also going to have the globalization word and the globalization of education here because the whole passage is about how education has evolved, right? Now the other options, if you see here, we are not fighting how learning online is different from learning offline, right? Option 3 is the new education. This could be, but it is not the right fit. See, everything could be, but what's the right fit is what you're looking for. How good you are at choosing the right passage, sorry, right title for the passage based on the passage. Cool. Now we are completely done with interactive reading, guys. These are the 5 kinds of questions till now that we have discussed, which is complete the sentence, complete the passage, right? And then you try to find the highlight the answer. And then today, what did we do? We've done 2 other types of questions, which is finding the idea and title of the passage. So if you are doing this 5 questions based on a single passage properly, you will be able to score better. Even suppose you couldn't do the correct choosing of answers in completing the sentences. Okay, so post your completion of that questions, the correct answers will be displayed. So then it's another chance for you to select the right sentence to complete the passage. Okay, still, if at all, if you choose the wrong sentence there, still the complete passage will be shown next to do the correct highlight the answer question. Okay, after that you will be getting a chance to do the idea, and then you'll be getting a chance to do the title. Okay, so on a single passage you will be answering so many questions. So I hope you understand how important it is for you to comprehend. That means understanding the passage and choosing the right answers. Now let's go. The next topic that today we are going to discuss is read aloud. Okay, so what is going to happen here? You will be given a sentence and then you should read it out. So why is this question important? Let's know now. Okay, some very important points that you should be aware of this particular question is this is going to come at least 7 times in the test, around 7 times. So 7 times they'll be giving a sentence and you should record yourself telling that. Okay, and every time you'll be getting at least you'll be getting only 20 seconds to read it. Okay, test your reading and speaking capabilities. What is it trying to test? So how fluent are you? How are you pronouncing something? How confidently are you pronouncing something? How smooth the flow is? Like, suppose if I have to read the same sentence, tests your reading and speaking abilities. Right here I'm still reading it, but how is the flow? It isn't smooth. Okay, and suppose if I say reading as reading, so here my pronunciation is also disturbed, right? So here you are gonna be tested. Or suppose if there is a word written and if you're not reading it out properly, it's not just speaking, reading it out properly, if you're not even being able to spell it, it's wrong, right? So here you will be tested on your literacy and conversation skills. Because so you must be thinking how this reading aloud is directly connected to conversation. So what is conversation? Two people trying to talk to each other, and to talk, what is important? You should know how to talk, and you should also talk in a way that the other person should understand, which means your words should be right, your sentences should be right, your pronunciation should be understandable to the other person, right? Same, they should also talk in a way that you should understand, and you should also be in a state to understand what is told by the person, right? Suppose if I say I like this food, yum. Okay, so yum is an expression. So when you read it, you have to say that, like your words. Suppose if it's a full stop, you should know how to end the sentence. If it's a comma, you should know how to continue the sentence post the comma, right? So we'll discuss about this. Here you will be scored on content, fluency, and pronunciation. Okay, the things that I've told you earlier. So this is how. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So what does content mean? Content means here when you're given a sentence, you should exactly read what is given. Okay, suppose if I tell you that, okay, there is a dog. Okay, you can't say there are dogs. Don't try to change what is written. Don't try to show that you can talk more or less here. This is not the right task to add sentences or remove sentences, or to add words, or to manipulate it, to change what's written and speak. Here you are tested only on your ability to read what is given to you. Okay, so try reading exactly what is written. Don't add any words to it, don't add any sentences, any words. Okay, don't skip any words. Very important here, when you're reading fast, when you have only 20 seconds, when you're trying to read, Don't skip a word and read. Okay, try reading exactly, because you are going to record yourself, which is going to be used against you to evaluate your English skills, right? And don't replace words. Read whatever is given to you. Don't try to replace word. Okay, cool. Now next you'll be evaluated on your fluency. What is fluency? So how fluently, how smoothly, how easily are you being able to talk at a natural pace? Okay, so here we might come across people who can be very fast at speaking. Like if I'm speaking right now, how fast is it? Can you understand it? Right? It is very disturbing. What if I speak like, don't speak too fast? Like the other person might feel I am speaking too slow, right? So here, don't speak too fast or don't speak too slow. There's always a natural pace that we all inherently stick to understand each other, right? So try speaking at your natural pace. Don't just, so you're not going to be scored more if you speak faster, because a lot of people have a problem understanding when you speak faster. And don't talk too slow. Okay, try speaking at your natural pace. And there's something called as sentence stress and rhythm. Okay, so you should know on what words to stress on while talking and way to add rhythm. Okay, I'll be explaining this. And then there's something also called as connected speech. So how to connect to top the sentences that you're reading. Okay, and then there's another thing called pausing. So how to know where to pause? Did I just say? Look at the way I told. How to know where to pause? I gave a small pause in between these two sentences. So how do you know that? Right? So all these points are very important when you're doing this. Okay, so let's look at this. First thing. So sentence stress and rhythm. I told you, right? You should know where to stress on, right? So if even while talking, I'm stressing on certain words. Did you observe that? See, simple way of knowing where to stress on is content words. Okay, what are content words? Content words are nothing but words that have meaning in itself. If I say cricket, okay, if I say football, if I say sports, if I say TV, there's an image in your mind. Okay, if I say she, you don't have an image in your mind. You know that it is not complete in its own, right? It is a pronoun. So only if I say Shruti is sitting there, she wants to come and talk to you. Okay, only when I use a she after the whole sentence, that she has some meaning to it, only then you will get a picture in your head for that word she, right? So you have to understand what are content words, and here I have some examples. All the main verbs. Okay, verbs, actions: sell, give, sit, eat, employ, drive. Okay, shop, everything, all the main verbs are content, because sell, it gives a thought in your mind. They're selling, give, giving, employ, right? So all the main verbs are content. So if I have to say I saw him selling mangoes in the market, you see, selling mangoes, I'll be stressing on mangoes also because that's noun. That's the second point here. Nouns such as car, music, Mary. I like that. I like that car. See, I'm trying to stress on the word car. I like that car. It's a big car. So I'm also stressing on how the car is. It's big. Look at the adjective. What is adjective, right? She's wearing red hoodie. So here I'm stressing on red and hoodie, right? Okay. So the movie is very interesting. So here, what is interesting? It is adjective. Okay. But what is adverb? The very. How interesting it is. It is very interesting. Here I'm trying to tell the adverb of it, right? So how is the person walking? If I say he's walking too quickly, how is he walking? Quickly, right? But yeah, now negative auxiliaries such as don't, aren't, can't, always stress on this. Don't eat that. Okay, here I'm trying to stress on don't. Okay, you can't do that. I'll be stress on can't. So all the negative auxiliaries will have a lot of stress on them. Cool. Now as I told you, function words are something which are not stressed, which are the other words of the sentence, okay, which need something else to complete them. Okay, these are helpful to complete the sentences. The only action is to complete the sentence, such as pronouns, as he is gonna finish the work today. So inherently, if you see, I'm focusing on the word finish. That's the main verb here. He's gonna finish the work today, right? Now, prepositions like, the book is on the table, right? Here the book is on the table. Or articles, if I say it's an apple, right? And it's an apple. Conjunctions: and, but, behave, because. Okay, auxiliary verbs such as do, be, have, can, must. Now let's try seeing this. So uh, you should also make sure that time between the stressed words is about the same. Okay, so if you're trying to stress multiple words in the same sentence, you should make sure that the time between the two stressed words should be the same. Okay, you can't stress on one word for longer duration and one word for shorter duration. Suppose, okay, let me read this for you guys. Do you know if he is busy this morning? Do you know if he is busy this morning? What do you think, on which word did I stress? Come on. Do you know if he's busy this morning? Do you know if. Good, good, very good, guys. So, did you understand here? Do you know if he's busy this morning? Right? Cool. Very good. Now, let's look at some examples. Before that, this is an important topic that you should know, which is called as connected speech, where the weak and strong forms of functional words mostly take the weak forms. Okay. So, this is a deeper topic which we'll be discussing, where such as doing, right? And if I say, look at this, what are, give me a second, guys. So, in this functional words, do, be, have, can, must. Okay, so the for other forms of it, this weaker and lower forms of it are doing, being, all this stuff, all these things will take the weak forms. Okay, now let's look at the contractions. What are contractions? When a pronoun and a functional words join together, then contractions happen, such as I'll. I plus will is I'll. He plus is his. He plus has his. Same. She plus would, should. She, we plus have, we have. It plus had, it had. So when you are reading this sentences, okay, suppose if I say I will have an apple, I can say I'll have an apple. I'll have an apple. Okay. She said she would come at 3. So you can read it as she said she'd come at 3. Did you understand how I'm trying to use? She said she would come at 3, or she said should come at 3. So here I just added the two words, she would as should, right? Or he has the pen. I can say he has the pen, right? So what is happening here, when you are reading like this, when you are using contractions in your speaking, okay, when you're recording your contractions, it is telling that you're fluent in attaching the words and reading. Okay, don't use it everywhere. Only when a pronoun is coming next to a function word, they both come together and they become contractions. So know where to use. And if you're not comfortable in using contractions, please don't try them. Please don't mess up your pronunciation. Okay, just make sure that you read it exactly as it is. But if you're comfortable in using contractions, do try using it. Okay, cool. Now the other part is linking. Okay, so when one word's are in a consonant sound and the other another word with a vowel, the consonant links at the next word. Okay, so here we are attaching vowel to the consonant. So when look at this, guys. So this says one word ends in a consonant sound and the another word with a vowel. Okay, if you look at this, Star Wars is good, but it's not as good as movie as people say. Okay, here try understanding this. Star Wars is good, but it's not as good as a movie. So here I'm trying to connect these words. It's not as good as a movie as people say. Okay, so here this word is ending with a consonant sound and with a vowel, and the consonant links at the next word. So when one word is ending with a consonant sound and the other word with a vowel, they both try to link together. Here we are trying to attach vowel to the consonant. So here there's a different kind of pronunciation, but if you're getting confused, don't focus on this. If you already know how to use these kind of pronunciations, then that's great. Otherwise, don't confuse. Okay. And the last one is about pausing, where here you have to pay attention to the punctuation marks. Suppose if there's an exclamation in the last, okay, he won, hooray. Okay, you have to raise your voice. Like suppose, and if it's a sad sentence, he has expired. So you're not gonna, he has expired, right? That's a loss of life. You are gonna show that variation in your voice. Pay attention to the punctuation marks. If there's a comma, give a small pause. If there's a full stop, give a little bigger pause, right? Okay. Now pause for a short while when you say a comma or full stop. Cool. Now let's look at some other options. Okay, so pronunciation, try understanding how the vowel sounds are, how the consonant sounds are, how the consonant clusters are, word stress. If you're into pronunciation, only then focus on this, guys. Otherwise, if you just try to understand how words are spelled, that's great. Don't try to confuse yourself. Okay, now these are some practice questions which I would like us to try. Okay, so let's look at this, guys. This is the sentence that will be given to you, and how you can read it is that matters. Okay, I'll read it for you guys because we're running short of time. Let's try this. After joining Google in 2004, Sundar Pichai became the chief executive officer of Google in 2015. Did you see how I'm stressing on words here? Okay, after joining Google in 2004, Sundar Pichai, here I'm stressing on the word, it's noun, became the chief executive officer of Google in 2015. Okay, now, did you even notice the gap that I gave when there's a comma? Okay, so here I'm trying to read each word. Look at my pace. It's not faster, it's not slower. I am understanding where the comma is. I'm focusing on where to stress while I'm reading it. You can take few seconds initially to read it in your mind and then read it out. Okay, because you'll not be given a second chance to record your reading. Cool. Okay, so I'll read it one last time for you guys. Try understanding it. After joining Google in 2004, Sundar Pichai became the chief executive officer of Google in 2015. Okay, now option two. Sorry, the second sentence. Let's look at this and let's try reading this now. I want you all to try reading it in your own mind. Okay, how you would read it, and then I'll read it out. Try correcting yourself. Okay, now let me read it for you guys. Owing to his illness, he could not attend the meeting. Got it? Owing to his illness, he could not attend the meeting. So here, yes, your stress is on illness, right? Owing to his illness, right? Illness, he could not, he couldn't. Here you can also use the word couldn't. You can also use the contraction here. Owing to his illness, he couldn't attend the meeting. Okay, and as it is a negative one, couldn't, could not, here you have to stress it, and attend is the strong form of verb. Here also you should use it. Okay, the true form of verb. Okay, so owing to his illness, he could not attend the meeting. Okay, good. Now let's see the next one. Let's guys, I want you to try reading this now and tell me, where would you stress? Okay, come on, I'll give you 10 to 15 seconds. It's easy. Where would you stress? Where would you stress? Okay, 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 okay. Cool. Let me read it for you and you tell me where the stress should be. Okay. The doctor said that I had to quit smoking. Okay. The doctor said that I had to quit smoking. Right? See here, guys, doctor is a noun. Said is a verb, right? Here you are stressing on both. The doctor said that. That is a pronoun here. The doctor said that I had to quit smoking. Got it? So the doctor said has some stress. Quit is also having a lot of stress, and smoking itself is a verb, right? Cool, good. So smoking, like, smoke is noun, whereas smoking is an action, is a verb, right? So the doctor said that I had to quit smoking. Cool. Now let's go to the option 4. Come on, guys, let's try this. It's easy, very easy. The sentence is small. Okay, guys, also focus on nouns, also focus on verbs. Okay, okay. Good, good. Now let me read it for you. That carpet needs to be cleaned. That carpet needs to be cleaned. Come on. That carpet needs to be cleaned. Right, right, right. Okay. So there's small emphasis on needs, but the carpet needs to be cleaned, right? That carpet needs to be cleaned. Right? Good. Now, last one. Tell me here, see how the end has a question mark. So that should have a flow, right? The end should have the the slang that it is gonna end in a question mark. It should sound like a question when you read it. It's not, yeah, it should sound like a question, right? Now let's read. Will you miss me when I am away? Okay, will you miss me when I'm away? Will you miss me when I am away? Will you miss me when I am away? Or will you miss me when I am away? See, there's different ways of writing. Will you miss me when I am away? Will you miss me when I am away? Right here, I'm stressing on will you miss me when I am away? Right? So, guys, you can also, will you miss me when I'm away? This doesn't sound right. This changes the emotion of what you're reading, right? Will you miss me when I'm away? Or all you can do is look at the sentences, just read it to yourself. Will you miss me when I'm away? Okay. So when you read that, you know where the stress is happening. Will you miss me when I'm away? Where is your mouth taking stress to say it? Will you miss me when I'm away? Right? Just that way. Isn't it simple? Okay, so you can do a lot of more practice for this. A lot of videos on YouTube also where you can see how they're pronouncing the words, how they are reading the words out to improve it. And this will also help you in other upcoming speaking tasks where you have to describe a photo with your words. You have to speak. As soon as the photo comes onto your screen, you should record yourself describing the photo. And there's another task where they'll be giving you a situation, and on that situation you should be talking about it continuously. Okay, so you should be confident with the words you use, the pronunciation you use, and you should be fluent, which only comes with practice. Cool. Okay, guys, now let's wind up the session, and do let me know if you have any doubts. I'll be here for the next 5 minutes. Come on. Any doubts? No doubts? Okay, cool. Moderator, can you please take over?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Before I wrap up the session, if you have any query, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave the session.
Okay, Grishma, what are your questions in writing part? I'm here. Can you please write it, or you can unmute yourself and talk, Grishma? So you can access the recordings in the website, and you can get the link to it